Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to talk about clairaudience or clear hearing. Last time we talked about clairalience, also known as clear smelling. I really intended to do these videos, each psychic ability or one psychic ability every week, but with my work schedule, weather, traveling, etc., it just didn't really work out. I'm going to try for the remaining videos of the psychic abilities to get them out at least every 2 weeks, if not week after week. So we'll try, hopefully that'll work out. Hello, I'm Erica of Eden Energetics. I started Eden Energetics 5 years ago. I am a psychic medium. I do all types of energy readings, intuitive mediumship, energy work. I have an energy healing library full of audios and videos and other services as well, like daily remote energy clearing. There's some free stuff there, so definitely go check out the free stuff. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support, and hopefully this helps you with developing your intuition and psychic abilities. So before we get into the tips and tricks for clairaudience, I want to share 3 really important things. I shared these in the last video, and I will probably share them in all of the other videos just in case people only watch one, because they're very, very important. The first thing is you do not have to be hearing. You can be deaf or hard of hearing and experience clairaudience. I have worked with deaf and hard of hearing individuals who wanted to experience clairaudience, and I very much helped them do so. You don't need to. It's not important. It's not a better psychic ability than others. It's just, if that is what you're interested in, you can experience it regardless of your hearing status or your hearing abilities. The second thing is, I know a lot of teachers say this, some very well-known people say this, and it's just not true. And that is that one psychic ability is more reliable, respectable, or admirable. Just not true. You as an individual might experience the psychic abilities differently. One might be more reliable for you than another. Or if you're only working with one and it's not that reliable for you, then yes, you want to develop that more before you are heavily weighing decisions based on that psychic ability. So, but it's not any psychic ability in particular that inherently is more reliable or respectable than another. The last thing, or third thing, is you're not a better person or a better psychic or intuitive, etc., if you're only working with one psychic ability. Whether you're working with 1, 2, 3, or all of them, you can be just as good of a psychic, whether you're working professionally or just reading for yourself or friends and family. I have a lot of colleagues, friends in this field who work with one psychic ability. They get the same type of information and the same quality of information. So it just doesn't matter. Just work with the psychic abilities that you're interested in working with. Okay, let's get into the clairaudience tips. The first thing that I want to say is these tips might sound very indirect because we're not trying to access subtle energy. We're accessing things that we hear in our physical reality, and there's a good reason for that. One is you might be resistant to developing a psychic ability. Your logical mind might say, it's not possible, it's not natural, I'm not capable of doing this. And so by working directly with these following tips or tricks, it's going to help you access clairaudience in a little more indirect way, kind of like going through the side door or the back door versus the front door. Okay, so the first one is, if you like music, I want you to pick out a song and isolate all of the instruments. Sit down, focus just on the drums. Ignore the other instruments or other sounds, and really practice focusing on that. Then when you've successfully done that, open your ears and your mind back up to hearing the whole band. Move to another instrument and keep isolating all of the noises. So whether it's a loop track, it's an instrument, whatever it might be, just keep doing that. That is going to help you. One, you'll absolutely increase your hearing ability for sure, but it will also help with your clairaudience because you're learning to pick apart different sounds. Another thing with songs is, have you ever had an experience where a song just drops into your head? You might hear it clairaudiently through your ears, or it might just play in your head. That's experiencing clairaudience. Sometimes that happens because maybe you're in the grocery store and so that song is just in your head, but a lot of times you weren't primed for that song because you're fixated on it, it's your favorite song right now, or you heard it in the store. It's because it's popping into your head or you're hearing it for a reason. Even if you're in the store and that song plays and you're actually hearing the real physical song play, it can still be a message for you. So ask yourself in that situation, is this just a song that I've had in my head that I'm fixated on? Is it playing in my head or my ears because I've been hearing it every time I'm out and about? I just heard it at the store. Or is there a message for me? Look into the song lyrics. How does the music make you feel? Is that song symbolic to you? Maybe it's not specific to the lyrics, but that song has a different meaning to you. That is another way to really access your clairaudience and strengthen or develop it. And when that happens, just acknowledge it and say, wow, that's really cool. I like that. I want to experience more of that. One other thing with noises is, I'm going to use where I'm at right now as an example. When I first got here, there was a really loud generator just over there, and all of the other nature noises were competing with that generator. So what I could do in that situation is attune to that generator. Just sit here, okay, acknowledge the sound of the generator, how loud it is, how much it's drowning everything else out, then shift my energy or shift my attention to something else, to the wind that was rustling in the leaves back here, to the dead leaves that were falling and landing on my yoga mat and making a noise every time they landed on my bag, my yoga mat, my water bottle, my dress. I hear that. Okay, then I shift my gears. What else do I hear? I hear a little salamander walking over some of the dead leaves, crunching the leaves. I hear a dog barking in the background really far away. There's a little bird that's chirping. And it's that type of exercise where you're practicing hearing the really quiet noises versus that really loud generator noise. That's going to help you attune to those subtle frequencies, those subtle energies that we might be less attuned to. That's why I really like doing that kind of exercise, because you're practicing hearing things that are a little quieter. So to close, I do want to say something important though. I've heard a lot of people teach that clairaudience is always a whisper, that you'll hear a quiet whisper, whether it's a song, a voice, a sound effect, noise, whatever way you're experiencing clairaudience, that it's quiet. That is not true for all people. In fact, a lot of times I will go for a walk with a friend or family member who's died, and I will hear them as loud as if they're actually walking next to me. I mean, they are, but if they were in a physical body and using a voice box to communicate with me, I will often hear them that loudly, either in my ear or in my head. Both are examples of clairaudience. And yes, do I hear faint noises, little songs, voices? It could be any type of noise. Do I often hear it faintly? Absolutely, but I also hear it loud. So it can be any level of volume. It can have any type of tone. It can take any type of shape. It could be any type of sound, really. So don't worry about, well, this was really loud, so it wasn't a clairaudient experience. I really did just hear something in my physical reality. Just because it's loud doesn't mean it wasn't clairaudience. So all these things that you might have heard people say about clairaudience, yeah, that might be what's true for most people, but that's not the case for everyone. So stay open, stay curious, and if you have any interest in getting a reading or taking a class to develop your psychic abilities any further, I would love to meet with you or work with you. And if I'm not for you, then I have plenty of friends and colleagues that I could make recommendations to. So Thank you so much for joining me. Stick around for the remaining videos. And if you missed the one on clairaudience, clear smelling, I will link it as the video that's recommended to watch after this. All right, catch you guys later. Take care.